I was just saying I'm starting my class, so I'll just be talking to the Ella, that means you have to stop squeaking in the background too. Let's see. Mhm. Mhm. Oh, how do I get there? It is. Oh my gosh, everyone. It says there's 7 of you in here already. You're all excited to get back into class. It's awesome. Okay. In here already? You're all excited to. Oops. When you get in here, say hi. I have my comments thing open so I can see you all talking. Oh, hi, Deb. Actually, there might be things you can do. You should stay in here if you're open to it. And I'm so glad you're on the mend. That was a long journey for you. Gosh. Also, tell your mom hi. Love that lady. Love you too. Yeah, I think there are things you can do. Maybe not the hands and knees stuff, but the laying down stuff. Obviously, pick and choose and listen to the educational part of it. Okay. Mhm. I cannot believe it's December, the end of 2025. Gosh. Oh. Oh, she said hi. I love that so much. She's like, who is that? I miss her. We had such a good time together. But everyone, it is the last month of the year. So, hi, Eleanor. Happy to have you. And I think, there's times in the years where we kind of give ourselves moments of reflection. And oftentimes we wait until January 1st, but I feel like the beginning of December is a really good time to think about, wow, 11 months of everything we've gone through and what was great, what was hard, what we learned, how we've changed, how we've grown. Hi, Denise. Hi, Ashley. Yay. I'm so glad you all are here. Um, so yes, I've been doing a lot of that reflecting already. There was a really cool little Instagram thing. It's like, it says December. So it used like that prefix, declutter, uh, desensitize, de everything, like just get rid of all these things. And hi, Melissa. Fun fact for you spiritual people, this was the year of the snake. And the meaning behind that is snakes have to shed their outer layer to make room to grow, new skin to be more beautiful and to grow. So if you think about you as a person, we do that too, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. You have to shed to make room for expansion, for growth, to become and move into the person you can be. So, my challenge for you all, not to get too much off topic, is to give yourself the opportunity to just start getting rid of any kind of things that are not going to help you moving into 2026. Okay. Oh, hang on, everyone. So, for those of you who have been following along for the past 13 weeks, we did a series about specifically core and pelvic floor, which did tie in some back stuff, some spine stuff. But this next 12-week series is going to be a little bit of that still because this is all connected, right? But it's going to be more focused on spine health. So that's really exciting because that's a big area for people that often ends up with dysfunction. And I'll tell you something, oftentimes the dysfunction at the spine is coming from other parts of you, and it just so happens that this long part of you is taking the brunt of it because your spine is such an important part of you. If you think about it, it literally is your foundation. It's the part of you that everything connects to. So if there's any kind of dysfunction in other places, then your poor spine's probably going to be working overtime or just taking all the issues. Now, the one thing people, hi Janice, um, the one thing that people, kind of lean into about the spine is it's fragile. It's not fragile. It is a really, really, really strong structure with some incredible muscles and ligaments that attach to it, which are very, very strong. The thing that happens is, like I said, is if the other parts of us aren't doing the job, the spine, which is supposed to be your main stabilizer, will start doing other things. So let's talk about the different parts of the spine. So you have your lumbar spine, which is the low back. Then you have your thoracic spine, which runs around this area and connects to your rib cage. And then you have your cervical spine, which is your neck. Now, each part of the spine has a different job. Okay. Oftentimes you'll see people like stretching their low back, stretching their neck, and not really working mobility through here, the thoracic spine. When in reality, what should be happening is the lumbar spine, the low back area, is supposed to be your stabilizer. And your neck is supposed to also be a stabilizer because it's holding up this giant bowling ball size structure on top of it. So those areas actually need to be the stabilizers, whereas the mid back area, your thoracic spine, is where we should be able to get more motion. And your hips, the ball and socket hip joint is where you should be getting more mobility. Now, if those areas get stiff and you're not moving through them, guess where you're going to find mobility? These two areas that are supposed to be more of your stabilizers. So it's important that throughout the series, we continue to work on those areas, how they're supposed to be worked on. And so what you'll find is as we improve mobility in the hips and the thoracic spine, your neck and your low back can do their stabilizing job and wake up. The nervous system will start integrating better and turning on those stabilizer muscles. So, throughout this 12-week series, what you're going to improve on is you're going to reduce stiffness, you're going to improve stability, you're going to mobilize better, you're going to learn all about those things and just feel much better. Ah, yes, Denise, back to the December. She's going to declutter the junk out of her life. Yes, you are. You've been crushing it, girl. So proud of you. Um, so some other things I wanted to talk to you a little bit about is so yeah, the spine is a stabilizer, but it's also super important for protecting some really important parts of you. So your spinal cord and all the nerves that come out. So if there's any kind of dysfunction going on, you can get disc herniations, you can get pinched nerves. So it's really important that the function of your spine is how it should be, so you don't get those issues. Now, one thing I want you all to be very aware of, again, I said the spine is not fragile. So I'm going to push you a little bit as we move through this series. But there's a statistic. Okay, let me get it straight in my brain real quick. 80% of people who go and get an x-ray of their spine will have something that shows up as an issue. So you might see some arthritis, you might see some disc herniation just based on you can't really see on an x-ray the disc, but you can a little bit. Um, but you'll see a dysfunction that you would think would give you symptoms. But these people don't have symptoms. That makes sense. So say I went and got an x-ray. I don't have symptoms. It's just a let's see how Kayla's spine looks. Chances are 80% chance you will find some kind of degeneration in my spine, but I don't have any symptoms. So when we immediately just like get people imaging when they have an issue and it shows up something big and crazy, it's like people start panicking because that's what's showing on the x-ray, but their symptoms don't align with that. So it's like, okay, something else is going on, but we immediately scare people into thinking that, oh no, their spine is weak and fragile. So people are like, I'm not going to use it. That's the problem. Okay. When you stop using the muscles and your back how you're supposed to, That's where dysfunction happens. That's when degeneration happens. That's when injury happens. So we need the muscles around your spine to be always ready to anticipate what you need. Core anticipatory muscle system. So I'll tell you another quick story. I had people come into my clinic when I was in person and they had back pain for years. They left by the time they were done with working with me. They left being able to deadlift a bar and big weights like 100 to 150 pounds by the time they left, and they came in afraid to lift anything off the floor. Why would I do that? Why would I get these people deadlifting? So, what happens is, as you progressively load the spine and teach people how to lift correctly with proper breathing mechanics and proper muscle recruitment, the nervous system turns on the right muscles at the right time and actually stabilizes your spine. So it sounds so counterintuitive that I got these people deadlifting when they had a hurt back. Crazy, right? And I could call out those people, but that's HIPAA, so I'm not going to. But if they want to come forward and speak, they can. So as we move through this series and you continue with me for 12 weeks, we are going to be pushing into those kinds of difficult lifts. So, in preparation, because this is home workouts, what I want you to consider getting are a couple things. If you can find dumbbells or weights, that would be very helpful. Not necessary. Bands. I would love to have all of you get a set of bands, exercise bands of some resistance, and a foam roller. We can do a lot with those two things. They're not expensive and they'll be helpful for you moving forward. Okay? Um, all right. So, for sake of our first class, we're going to be doing more like education. We are going to move through some mobility series. We're also going to work on posture. Okay. I know I've been talking for 10 minutes. So, another quick housekeeping thing is the series is free to all of you. It's free to everyone in the group, and I want to continue that. I do accept donations for my services and the class. So if you are feeling compelled or interested in supporting in that way, I have a Venmo. The link is connected to this video. It is my full name, no spaces, Kayla Matazuski. If you can't spell it, look on my social media. And it's a picture of me with glasses on. So if you see that photo, it is me and you got the right one. And I do have shirts. If you're interested in finding a shirt to wear that you can rock this cool logo, that is linked in the video as well. Last piece of housekeeping here. I want to promote myself in this new endeavor I have created. So I have been called to do more of a coaching role for people. Yes, I'm a physical therapist, but coaching is part of that. And I decided that I wanted to create a new program that's a little bit different than the norm. So I created a coaching program called the Reclaim and Reset for Life program. Now, this is inspired by what I've noticed in people. What I've noticed is we have complicated health. We have made it really, really difficult for people to participate in and know what to do, that there's so much overwhelm and people just they start and they fall off. So I want to bring people back to the foundations and the fundamentals of what being healthy is through principles of habit stacking and lifestyle change. So it's not a promise that you're going to lose a bunch of weight. It's not a promise that you're going to be this type of strong or gain this kind of muscle. The promise is you are going to learn so much that you're going to be able to move forward for the rest of your life and maintain these habits that we're going to build up slowly together in digestible ways that you're just going to be able to as a side effect you will probably lose weight, you will reduce your inflammation, you'll improve your gut health, you will improve your hormones. You're going to feel amazing. You're going to sleep better. You're going to have better relationships. You're going to have better mindset. You're going to have less stress. So that is what this coaching program is about. And it is a 4-month program. Right now, I'm running a promotion. It'll be the lowest it will ever be. It's $99 a month. And if you have any interest in that, if that piqued your interest, and if you're someone who has just tried so many things and you just keep falling off, like you should definitely join this with me. And spaces are limited because I'm not someone who wants to have a giant group of people that I can't give individualized attention to. And the other really cool thing is I've recruited some expert speakers in the health world, and I'm so excited to announce all of that. My goal is to have one person each week for the 4 months, and I just feel really, really blessed to have them on board to help us all. So, anyways, hi Janelle. Hi Amanda. And yeah, oh my gosh. So sorry, I can be a talker, but let's get going. So the first thing I want to do is I think I want to do, you know what? Let's go through a mobility series first. We'll do some stretches and mobility for the spine that are going to be really helpful. And then we're going to learn about correct posturing. And we might go a little later than 7 tonight, just because I want to give you your fair amount of time doing some of the movements and learning. So, all right. Without further ado, let's do a little mobility series to loosen up our spines. I want you to all lie down on your back. And oh, Amanda, yay! Oh my God, I'm so excited. Lie down on your, sorry. I love when people are coming and I can help them. Okay, lie down on your back, knees are bent. Let me back you all up. Okay. hmm Okay. I'm just so glad you all are here. All right, so what you're going to do now, we're just going to take some deep breaths in and out. Let's do 5 of them. Really big. Expand that rib cage as big as you can. Do not arch your back. Don't make your pelvis move. Expand in. Exhale, normal. Inhale, make that rib cage get really big. Send the air down into the pelvic bowl. Big belly. Exhale. 3 more on your time. Big inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. We'll go over core and pelvic floor again in subsequent classes, but today is all about mobility. I want you to separate your feet wide, and then what I want you to do is rock your knees left and right. Oh, big motions here with your hip joints. So remember, like I said, your hips need to rotate and move so that your spine can stabilize in the right places. We're gonna do this for about a minute. Keep going left and right. Windshield wipers, big motions. If you need to hang out on the left or the right to get a big extra stretch because you're feeling tight, please do. Make sure you keep breathing. Big inhales, big exhale through the mouth, big inhale through the nose. You all are doing awesome. You're going to feel so good after this. This is actually a really beautiful way to end your night. Ooh, we should go over shoveling techniques. A lot of snow up there, huh? Oh my golly. Crazy. But it is December, so it'll be hopefully it sticks around for Christmas. That would be beautiful. All right. So next we're going to do a hamstring nerve or sciatic nerve hamstring floss. So what this looks like is your knees are bent. You're going to grab under one of your thighs in the back. You're going to pull your leg up straight. And as your leg straightens, you're going to point your toes down. Whew. You're going to get a big nerve stretch right up the back of your leg. Point your toes up to the ceiling. Bend your knee. So we're flossing the nerve through its pathway. Straighten your knee. Toes come down towards you. Toes point up. Knee bends. Do that 10 times. Toes point down. Woo, big calf. Sciatic nerve stretch. Toes up. Bend your knee. Straighten that leg, toes come down, toes up, bend your knee. So you're literally gliding that nerve through its entire pathway. The sciatic nerve comes out of the lumbar spine, the low back spine. It will travel down your buttock, down your hamstring, back of your knee, split a little bit, all the way down to the toes. So if you picture that, right now, with your toes pointing down, it is stretched the whole length of that nerve. And the nerve can get tight. So then you're shortening the nerve at the ankle, or yes, shortening the nerve at the knee and giving it a little break. Okay, when you're done 10, switch sides. Apparently, I need to do this a little more. Toes down, toes up, knee bend, Knee straighten, toes down, toes up, knee bend. 10 of those. So that nerve, as it travels through all the muscles, all the fascia, through the joints, it can get tight and sticky. And then it can pull on your spine and up in the low back area or in the buttock area, and you get sciatica. So it's really important that that nerve can glide through all those sticky points. So yes, you're stretching your hamstring. Yes, you're stretching your calf a little, but this is more to glide the sciatic nerve. After you've done 10, take a little break, put your foot back down on the ground, and then roll onto your left side. Knees are bent. Oh, let me back up. There, for those of you who have been me for the past 12 weeks, you know this one. This is the open close book. A couple variations here you can do. So knees are stacked on top of each other. Everything is aligned through here. Ankles are together. Arms are out in front of you. Two options from here. What you're going to do now is you're just going to open straight across to the other side. Get a big rotation. Your head and neck follow. Your eyes will go in the direction of your hand, and then you bring it back and close it. Second variation, you're going to sweep your arm up over your head. Big reach. So like a big circle over your head. It just elongates the spine in a different way. Big inhale, and then wrap that circle back over your head, come back together. Third little variation, you can take your bottom hand and grab your bottom leg, and that's going to pin you down on this side so you get a bigger rotation and a bigger stretch through your upper body. Practice 10 of those. Do whatever variation feels good. The big wrap around, up and around your head, or just straight across. Hand between the knees or not. Whatever feels good to you. But the important part is that your eyes follow your hand because your spine follows your gaze. Okay? That's an important concept. It's subtle, but after you've done 10, flip over to the other side and repeat 10. And I will actually do 10, so I'm on track with you all. Oh, you might notice one side's tighter than the other. That is okay. Something to notice. It is just data. Humans are not perfect and symmetrical. We have a lot of habits and movement patterns in our life that contribute to that. Maybe it's how you do your work. Maybe it's your job. Maybe it's how you sit. Maybe it's your right hand dominance. Maybe it's your left hand dominance. Maybe you only carry things on your right. Maybe you have a bad shoulder. My point is, we are not symmetrical, and that's okay. Like I said, it's just data. And I assure you, I did graduate kindergarten. I do know how to count, but I have lost track. Go figure. Planet Fitness has machines that count your reps when you do the exercise. I need that. I need that on me. Okay. Next, what I want you to do is carefully end up on your hands and knees in whatever form and fashion you can get there. So my technique is to roll onto one side, push yourself up to protect your spine, just like you were to get out of bed. And then you're going to turn on to hands and knees, cat cow. So what you're going to do now is make sure when you're lining up, your knees are directly under your hips, your hands are under your shoulders, and you're going to do a cat, which is when you arch your spine up and you drop your head down. With this, you're tucking your tail, you're pushing your mid back away from you as far as you can, and you're letting your head be heavy. And you go right into cow, which is the opposite movement. You're arching your back. Your mid back is the more important spot. I want you to really think about your mid back dropping between your shoulder blades. Okay, get that extension through your mid back and your thoracic spine. And looking up, lengthening your neck, thinking about your chin going up as high as you can. Feel that stretch in the front here. We get really tight in the front here, especially looking down at our phone all the time. And then back into cat. Arch your back up. Think about that mid back reaching to the ceiling. You're pushing the ground away. You're tucking your tail. Head is heavy. Inhale into cow. Big lift of that chin. Drop the spine between your shoulder blades. Oh, feel that extension. Mine's stiff. And keep rotating through that. Exhale into cat. Inhale into cow. Do that for another 30 seconds. This is an opportunity to kind of let all that tension in your spine go. And if you find a really stiff spot, hold it for a second. Really breathe into it if you can. Okay, the next one, you're staying in this position. It's called the thread the needle. What you're going to do now is we're creating some rotation around a stable spine. So your low back and your core are engaged a little bit and it stays neutral. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your right arm and you're going to reach up to open up your chest. Look at it, go as far as you can. And then you're going to take that hand and reach all the way through to the other side. Big rotation, drop your shoulder as far as you can. And then you're just going to repeat that. You're going to reach way up, open up. Make sure that that hand and arm that's staying on the ground is active. You don't want to be collapsed on it. You're pushing the ground away through that hand, reaching up as far as you can, getting that rotation through your rib cage, not your shoulders. You want to really open up and rotate through that mid back and your chest. Reach all the way through to the other side. Open up. Do 8 to 10 on your time. And each one really reaching and lengthening the fingertips away from each other. Looking at the fingertips that are moving. Your eyes are following it. After you've done 8 to 10, you're going to switch sides. Same exact principles. Be stable through the right arm, now stationary on the ground, pushing the ground away. So you can kind of see there's activity, like it's stabilizing through the shoulder here. You're not collapsed on it, okay? That's not nice to the shoulder. Stable through your mid back and your hips. And then you're going to take the left arm, open up, big reach. Oh, this is way tighter for me. Rotate through your mid back and your rib cage and reach all the way through to the other side. Big open, reach, 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 lengthen the fingertips up, rotation coming through your rib cage and your spine. Thread the needle through to the other side underneath. And open up. Your goal is 8 to 10. Again, lots of data collection. Really be in tune with your body and what you're feeling and where you're stiff and where you're stuck and where it's rigid. And just bring attention to it. It's giving you information. Okay. And then let's drop down into a child's pose. So child's pose, you can go wide with your knees or narrow. It's up to you. And you're going to try and sit your butt back on your heels. Your arms are extending out in front of you as far as you can. And then you're going to drop your chest down to your knees, your head down to the floor as far as you can. If you can't get your head to the floor, that's okay. You could always use a yoga block or a pillow to rest down onto. It's important that you allow the resting to happen because if you are holding yourself up, you're not allowing your spine and all the muscles to relax. So really just like let it be heavy and hang. And in this position, you're also thinking about that mid back dropping between your shoulder blades. Now, in this position, take the opportunity to do some really deep breathing. The benefit of that is when you're in this position, your rib cage, the front rib cage is now blocked by your knees. Because it's blocked by your knees, Your rib cage, which is a 360 structure all the way around you, now needs to expand into your back. The benefit of that is it relaxes those muscles, allows the movement to happen in that stiff and tight area. So doing some deep breathing in child's pose is really, really helpful for that. You might even feel the expansion going down into your pelvic bowl, down into your hips. Pay attention to it, really tune in. Feel where there's tightness and send that air extra into that area. Now, what I want you to do is walk your hands all the way to the right as far as you can. Lengthen that left side of you. Deep breathe into that area. Take 5 deep breaths and then walk your hands to the left as far as you can. This is really stretching out the lats. The lat muscle is a giant muscle. It goes from your pelvis and it goes up your back and actually has attachments into your shoulder blade and your arm, your shoulder. Mhm. And because of that, your posture is really, really important. Okay, come out of that. Nice job. Let me check the time because I want to get into posture super quick. Let's do, we'll do 2 more stretches and then we'll go over posture. So now you're going to sit on your butt. And then I want you to go as wide as you can with your legs into a V sit. Ah. And then what I want you to do is you're going to inhale, exhale, reach forward as far as you can. There's no judgments here on what your body can and cannot do. It is just a starting point. It's you against you. Take a couple inhales, and on your exhale, go down a little further if you can. Drop your head and be heavy. 2 more inhales and exhales. Walk yourself back up, moving your hands close to your thighs. And then what you're going to do is you're going to walk your hands out along your right leg or your left leg, whichever one you want to start with. And you're just reaching as far as your body lets you. Again, there's no judgments, no big goal. You're just doing what your body can. 3 big inhales and exhales in this position, lengthening that open side here. And then walk your hands to your other leg. Same thing. Big inhales and exhales, 3 of them. And walk your hands to center and push yourself back up to sitting. Get as comfortable as you need to. I'm going to check the comments super quick. Oops. Okay. Yeah, Janelle, good job. I'm really proud of you for doing what you can. Ah, Eleanor, sorry, I missed that. Yes. So, Ella, stop, honey. Um, yes. So if you cannot be on your knees dropping back, good modification to do child's pose. That, let me think about that real quick. I guess a sitting version. I think the last one we did would be a good alternative. So just like reaching in both directions. That's probably the next one I would do instead of child's pose, just because we're looking to open up that space. But let me think about that a little bit more because I do understand that anyone who's had knee replacements, that's a really challenging one. The other thing you can do if you tolerate kneeling is you can put pillows or something here so that it stops you from having to go into full flexion. So you could put like pillows or a bolster or yoga blocks here and then just work in that position because honestly, I want to see more of your spine moving. Whereas like when you drop down here, it's definitely a big knee thing and it's getting a lot of sacrum flexion happening. So that's it's not the main goal. I mean, it's nice that this moves down here, but if you're someone who can't tolerate that, I'd rather see you just working on the big motion through your spine. Good question. Love that. Okay, let's talk about posture. Super quick. Posture. What a term, everyone. I guarantee when I say posture, you go, what happens is everyone will hyperextend through here, shoulders back, chest puffed. That's good posture, right? That's what we've been taught. And that's everyone's reaction. It's like as soon as I say to someone, hey, I'm going to check your posture. And I say, no, 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 no. I want your natural posturing. So the other thing, the terminology people will use is like good and bad posture. Now, what I want you to realize is posture doesn't have a good and bad. Posture is just a position. There's no good or bad. What's really important in posturing is that you have variety. Okay. So you can have super like picture perfect posture, what we've been taught about, but I guarantee you, you're going to end up with some discomfort after being in that position for a little while. Same thing with like if you're like this, you're going to have discomfort because muscles, joints, and ligaments have a length tension that they prefer. So if you're constantly like this, you have shortened your back muscles, you've shortened your spine spaces, and something's going to get irritated. If you're constantly like this, same thing, like you've shortened here, you've lengthened everything in your back, you've shortened things in your neck muscle. Like so, the important part of posture is variety, okay? So that's the other reason why you will find people who will get injured at work when they have a desk job or if they're in construction. The risk of injury or repetitive, like, yeah, repetitive risk and repetitive injury is very similar because people who are like this on their desk, that's repetitive. People who are lifting and moving at a construction work zone, like that's repetitive. So that's when people get in trouble. So again, variety is our key. Okay. So, um, let's see. What else do I want you all to know about posturing? Yeah, that's your goal. Switch it up during the day. All right, so let's go over some positions that our joints and muscles prefer. Because, like I said, there's a length tension relationship in muscles and joints and ligaments that they prefer and they feel better in. So I'm gonna stand so you can get an idea. I want you all to stand too, and we'll go through like good posturing that the muscles prefer. All right, so if you can be barefoot, that's best because your feet have sensory nerves and they sense the ground, and you can feel the ground and get more feedback about how you should be standing. So get a little loose. Your feet. What I want you to do is look at them. Are they really flat? Are you rolled out on the outside? Or do you feel like you're pretty centered and the weight is equally distributed? That's what I want you to find. I want you to sense into your feet and see if you can feel weight distribution being equal in the ball of your foot, heel of your foot, arch of your foot. So pinky toe also, big toe, heel, arch. Those are where you should feel equalized in your foot. Okay? Not all in your heel, not all in your toe, not the outside, not collapsed in. Next thing I want you to do, think about the arches, it goes from the big toe, the ball of the big toe, and there's this line that draws back to your heel. Okay. Imagine that line, and without curling your toes under, activate and try to pull the ball of the big toe towards the heel. What you should see is a really subtle lift in your arch. Now, if you have weakness or dysfunction in that area, it might be a little more challenging, but we're starting to create that brain body connection just by thinking about it. So, really kind of grip the ground subtly and make an arch. Okay. Once you're there, you feel grounded, you feel equal. Your feet are your base of support. You're grounded. Next area I want you to pay attention to is your knees. Okay. Your knees should be soft, not bent. Definitely not locked out, soft, kind of athletic. Like if a dog was going to run by you and hit you in the knees, you can move. You're good. So a little bit soft in the knees. What happens is a lot of people will end up with their knees locked out, and I lovingly call it a very lazy posture. And the reason it's a lazy posture is your muscles aren't doing much when you lock joints out. The joints are inherently doing more of the work now because you've locked them out, the ligaments and the joints. So we want to be active in our postures where the muscles can be turned on and you have nervous system feedback and it's helping you out. So active arch, gripping the ground, feeling the ground, knees are nice and soft. Now looking up the chain here, when you lock your knees out, look what just happened here. When I locked my knees out, I turned my posture into what I also lovingly call the duck posture. But when I'm soft, I find a little bit more of a neutral pelvis. Like the tipping of the pelvis, sometimes it's forward, sometimes it's tucked under. Neutral, it gets more aligned here. When I locked out my knees, it tipped forward. When it tips forward, it puts a lot of pressure through your low back. And then in your low back, these muscles are just on all the time. These ligaments are working really hard, and the joint spaces are closed. Things are crunched together. So just from locking my knees out, that's what can happen there. So more soft in the knees, it allows you to find a more neutral pelvis and a more natural curvature in your low back. Okay. So the next thing I want you to pay attention to is your pelvis neutral? Is it stacked over the center of balance of your feet? Or is it your pelvis is forward? Your pelvis is back? Or are you aligned right directly over your feet? You're going to have to sense into that. So, the other interesting thing is when you've had a certain posture for a while, your nervous system adapts to it. So, now that I'm asking you to tweak it a little, you're like, that feels so weird. I feel like I'm falling forward. I feel like I'm back. When in reality, it's just your nervous system recalibrating and saying, oh, okay, this is weird. It's different. So, you want to find that neutral pelvis alignment. So, not duck, not shrimp, not hanging out on the ligaments forward like this. Okay, neutral. So next, what you're going to do up the chain is you're going to think about lengthening up through your spine. Now, that doesn't mean arching and flaring your ribs. No, the ribs actually should be aligned directly over your pelvis. You're lengthening subtly, subtly up through your spine as if I'm pulling one hair to the top of your head. Okay? So when I say that, you shouldn't be arching. It's this subtle just, oh, I feel more pulled in. I feel more stable, strong. Okay? So that's a core engagement. That's that core set muscle activating to hold you in and hold you up. Next, shoulders. Okay. Like I said, a lot of people will go like this. Put the girls out, rib cage forward. No, 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 no. Once you've stacked everything up below, your shoulders can naturally fall into a nicer position where it lines directly up over your hip joint. So shoulder joint, hip joint, ankle joint. If I had a plumb line, it would hit through those areas. Plumb line straight down, shoulder joint, hip joint, ankle joint. So you want to find that natural positioning. Again, you're not doing this because naturally what happens down here, when your ribs flare forward, your abs get stretched. Now you can't use your core to help. With everything lined up, ribs directly over pelvis, your core and your abs are like, oh, I can activate in this position. Okay. Last area to pay attention to. Where's your chin? Are you forward? Are you super back? Probably not. No one likes that double chin lick. You want to find that neutral positioning where it's level, Not up, not down, level, looking straight out. Good gaze, not forward and lazy posturing. You're tall, you're strong, you're confident. What I wanted, another little fun trick, okay? So those, I'll go real, let me run through posture again, real quick. Arches, equal weight bearing through your feet. Big toe, little toe, heel. Active. Very subtle knee bend. Pelvis directly over the center of balance, center of mass of your feet. Not in front, not behind, directly over. Rib cage directly lined up with pelvis, not forward and in front, not tucked behind, aligned. Okay. Shoulders aligned over hip joints, chin parallel to floor. That's the preferred position for the muscles. Okay. Um, Forgot where I was going to go with that next. Oh dear. Well, that's okay. It'll come back to me. But that is standing posture. We'll go over sitting posture maybe next time. So let me, I kept you all real late this time. Hopefully that was okay with you all. So let me open up the chat for some questions. Type away, friends. And like I said, this is going to get more progressive. So if you are open to purchasing bands, weights, and a foam roller, then the participation will be a little bit easier for what I have planned. But we can make things work otherwise. Oh, let's see. Oh, now I remember what I'm going to say. See, it came to me. Okay. So I have done something called somatic therapy, and quickly to describe what that is, it's basically a type of therapy that uses your nervous system, how your body feels, and with emotions and triggers and cognitive thought and all that. It's all in one. So there was this really cool practice I did with my therapist, and it had to do with posturing. So what I want you to do, check in with your body. How are you feeling emotionally? Are you tense? Are you having a tough day? Are you feeling negative? There is a connection to that with your posture. So, people who posture like this will be more negative. They will feel more negative. They lose their confidence. It's just not, it's kind of a yucky feeling. But as soon as you take a deep breath and open up and you hold that, if you're really in tune to how your body feels, you're going to feel better. I promise you, you will feel better if your posturing is more correct and open. When you're closed off, everything closes off. Your heart space, your throat space, everything just feels ugh. When you open it up and you present and be open and energetically just bigger, you're expansive, you're radiating, you're vital, like you're opening all these spaces, yeah, it will make you feel better. It's incredible. It sounds weird, but I promise you, it is really powerful. Put a link to those in the comments. Oh yeah, sure. So I can make some recommendations for bands and foam roller in in the comments or at least the Facebook group. Yep, thanks for asking, Melissa. You might even already have them if I've recommended them before. Usually just an Amazon thing. Anyone else have any questions? Do you feel excited to work on your spine health with me? I'm excited. So again, for those of you who have been with me for a while, we are going to tie in breath and core and pelvic floor, and it's all going to kind of come together more, and there's going to be repetition, but hey, consistency and repetition are the key. The other thing is, we expect all these like grandiose new things to be our problem fixer. But honestly, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We literally just need to be doing the right things consistently. Keep it simple. Okay? I will stay on here for another 2 to 3 minutes to see if there's any questions. Don't be shy. Question you have might be one that someone else has. I'm so glad you all came and joined us tonight. It's a good start. Remember, December is about decluttering, dissolve, deactivating, all the like get rid of. Just shed it. Write it down, burn it after. This is what I'm not taking with me into 2026. All right, friends. Well, I don't see any comments coming through, so I will post the bands that I recommend, and we will see you next Tuesday at 6:30 in the group. Oh, Amanda, you're I am so pumped for you, girl. You got this is some good energy. This is your time. It has been a long time coming, and I am so glad you're here. I am so proud of you for showing up, all of you. That was a general statement. The fact that you came, spent your time here means you really care. And then I'm so honored that you trust me to help you with your journey. So I will see you all next week. If you need anything, you know how to get a hold of me. Bye.